Alright guys, we finally out here with the Maverick Quantum version 2 MT Flux. Took me a minute to get out here with this thing, guys. It's just been that type of situation for me as far as getting out, running and stuff. Immediately put some scuffs on it. That's what happens when you're trying to drive one-handed. Just want to get this thing warmed up right after the 4th of July. Man, this thing got a lot. I ain't really even had a chance to tune the suspension. However, they said this thing didn't have a whole lot of punch off the gate, but I don't know. Maybe it's how I got my clutch set, my slipper clutch set up. I'm definitely willing. Ooh, this is a little tight little area. I'm gonna get out here in the field with it, but I'm just kind of getting the feel for it because it's the first time I've ever run this thing. First time I've ever run this thing, so I just want to get a feel for it. We're gonna see if the grass is decent today. Wonder, can I climb this? Okay. They say this thing don't have punch. I don't know. I have to say, it had to be the way the slipper clutch is set out the box, guys. Hey, we got the self right out of it. Just gotta get it rocking. Got plenty of torque. It's a little wet out here today. It rained last night, and the grass is kind of long, but that's okay. We just want to get this thing out. I have not had a chance to drive it. I did do that slipper clutch upgrade. I guess I shouldn't say slipper clutch upgrade. There she go. I should say the spur gear upgrade and the motor mount upgrade. This thing got some whip, man. This thing got some go. It's a little ripper. It's definitely a little ripper. Too far away from the camera, ain't the greatest. I'll go grab it. What is this? Weed stuck in the side. Y'all know how we do though. Get out here and just hit the throttle and see what happens. That's all we doing. Don't underestimate this thing, man. Just set that slipper clutch nice, get you a metal spur gear, and forget about it. I don't know, man. They talk about it. I know they talk a lot about the Arrmas and the Traxxas models. I know it's cheaper than the Traxxas BL lines right now, unless you get the 2-wheel drive. Now the 3-wheel, the 4-wheel drive models, this is 4-wheel drive, and it's definitely cheaper than those. But the 2-wheel drives are somewhere around here. The Arrma Mega line is somewhere around here. This is 3S with metal drive axles, 14mm hex hubs, body clips, the whole nine, you guys. It's the whole nine. And it's under $300, guys. It's just, and you can get the brush version for like $200. For like $200, my body is done, y'all. I do got top skid. Well, no, ain't no skid plates on the top, so I probably should have got me some of those and threw them on here, but oh well. Such is life, right? I'm gonna get a couple of jumps with the ramp, but just enjoying this thing as it goes, man. It's nice, guys. Gotta get one of these, man. HPI, congratulations. Anybody who gets one of these and compares it to the Traxxas Stampede or the Armor Granite is gonna be hard pressed to say that this don't stack up. And when you talk about the price point, it's gotta be considered better. Because the Stampede BXL is definitely more costly than this. I misspoke, costs you less than the Armor Granite. Costs you less than the Stampede 4x4 VXL, or 4x4 BL2S. It just is what it is, guys. Okay, we're gonna take a minute and go see what this thing is like on some jumps, man, off the ramp. Back in a second. Before I start hitting the ramp, I just wanna unwind this thing a couple times out in this open area here in the parking lot. Oh! Oh ho ho, we just smacked the curb. Durability test. I was hoping I would have got the ramp, but we missed. Okay. But as you can see, it's fine. Smack that curb. Nothing. Nothing. No damage. Nothing. Aiming off the ramp. We gotta work on that. Gotta say, this thing is nice, man. I didn't put duct tape, so this body ain't gonna last long. I can tell that now. There's one for us. If I can get some momentum, I'm pretty sure if I can get some momentum, I can get a double. I think I'm gonna go to this side and try to approach it with some momentum. See what happens. It's either gonna get a nice jump or I'm about to break it. Let's hope we get a nice jump. I gotta get right in front of it because didn't get a nice jump, didn't break it. Let's try it again. We're gonna either do it right or we gonna break it. One of the two. We don't know which one it's gonna be. Maybe I just ain't giving myself enough room, huh? This is gonna be a tragedy, guys. I just feel it, because it's like I'm not... Nose plant. At least we hit it straight, though. That was good. She just came unplugged. It's pulling. This got that. We got it in there. That's good. I didn't have anything left to get the flip out of it, though. It's hard to flip and dodge, guys. Hard to flip and dodge. But we gonna keep trying. We're gonna keep trying. I'm gonna flip it back over. Try it again. Ramp is crooked, so we can't do that. Let's just be real. She's showing herself tough, though. She's definitely showing herself to be tough. Just for the sake of argument, checking for any screws. There's gravel in there. My fan ain't gonna appreciate that, but well, get a screen or something. There's a solution for everything in RC. I mean, it's responsive, it's nice and everything. I promise you that. It's not a rig you'll regret buying by any stretch. It's easy, I can do a short range like that. And just to run up and hit it. Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy. Merciful sakes. Any landing you can drive away from is a good landing, I say. Nope, no standing backflips. A little more torque for that. Are we okay? Look like we're leaning a little. Let's take a quick look. Nope, nothing's bent on the front. Nothing's bent on the rear. Yeah. I just need to tune her up. But I'm gonna call that it for this run, guys. I mean, got a couple of jumps off the ramp. Spinning around in the parking lot a little bit. I know she's got lots to go. Plenty speed. This battery's giving me good run time. Handle's nice. Can't complain about that. Can't complain about that. But I enjoyed this thing today. Those couple of little upgrades, they were cool. Yeah, my lights still work, just for the record. You probably can't see that in the daylight. It's kind of bright out here. Kind of bright out here. You can see the front one. But yeah, man, I have to say, I can safely say, oh man, that bumper was behind the body. That's what it was looking weird for. See, everything is good and flexible. I know that. Yep. This thing is a beast, man. I'm sure you can tell that I punishmented, and anybody else that you've seen running this, you can see that they put some punishment on it. It's definitely the best bang for your buck, in my opinion. Under $300. I have to say, it's got to be. For the price point, man, you can't beat this. Working brake lights and headlights. No, it doesn't have a center diff, but that's over $300 if you want a center diff, with the exception of the MJX. The MJX got a lot of bells and whistles, but I think even that one, by the time the dust settles, that's gonna be over $300 as well. This one ain't creeping up like the rival MT10 did. That was right at 300. when it came out. Then when they found out how much everybody loved it, bing, 3.5. So we'll hope that that don't happen with this. Because, you know, I think people kind of be hating on HPI just a little bit. Some of their stuff in the past, from what I remember in the past, people had a lot of negative stuff to say about HPI, but I'm not sure about it because I never owned one before this truck. So I can't really speak to that. All I can tell you about is what I've experienced with this truck. And I like this truck very much. It's quite nice. We're gonna go back to the bench and take a good look at it and see what's really going on. Make sure we really didn't break nothing, because it seems like a successful run. All right, guys. Oh, I forgot. We are back on the bench, but we're not talking about this. This is for later, so we'll set that aside and pull up what we are talking about. Had to cut out. The wife called the minute I started videoing. So anyway, we were going to take a look at this thing and see if there was any damage after the run. And we look at the body. There's some road rash. It looks like it's going to come through right about here, guys, at some point. Maybe I'll just go ahead and duct tape it or figure out some type of mod for that. Anyway, body clips are still here. Plenty of road rash, obviously, as much as I was flipping on my head and flipping back over. It is what it is. Like I said, this is for a later time, so we'll just put the body right here. Taking a closer look at the truck. Everything looks perfect, guys. Everything looks perfect. I mean, with the exception of some dirt that shows that she's been out. Dirt stuck in some places where we don't like dirt. We'll deal with that. But even the skid plates are fairly tough. I mean, there's really not a lot of beating for them to take because I was jumping on grass, so there's that. But the dog bones, I mean, we're going to do a comparison between this and the Arrma and the Stampede, the Arrma Big Rock and the Stampede, because essentially you can compare the Big Rock and this. For only the difference the Big Rock has is that it's longer. That is the one caveat to the Big Rock. It's longer, but yeah, I never had a cap on here. But yeah, this thing, it held up, guys. It held up nicely. There's nothing wrong. Nothing sounds bad. The suspension is still good. No leaky shocks. And I tried to get it up in the air. And get some flight on it, man. I had some hits. Nothing's broken. I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't have a lot to say because nothing's broken. Every other video I've done, just about on every other car I've had, I've come in and we've talked about something being broken. This is where we at. I had added this motor fan. This is a hobby fan, motor fan, you guys. I just slapped it on. It was on the Stampede, but it wasn't cooling the Stampede enough. But oddly enough, when I stuck it on here, it blew harder. Go figure. Maybe the BEC is set differently. Obviously, that has to be the answer. The BEC is set differently on the Stampede than on this particular guy. And so it's stronger. The tires, the grip, you saw me sliding. You saw me slam into that curb. There's nothing I could do about it. I hit the curb twice. Once was the flat curb I bounced off, and once was I think my wheelie bar kind of helped me get over that curb when I slammed into that one backwards. But that was pretty much full speed, actually. Like I said, I was hoping to hit the ramp and just launch, but I missed. This stuff happens. But this car didn't care. Didn't care. No broken shock towers, man. Nothing, man. Nothing's broken. And I beat on this thing pretty good. You guys saw that. And just for the record, I'm gonna go on and speak on this one. There's video coming up on this. This thing is currently on sale on Amazon. Yeah, I'm not getting the MJX 10208 just yet. I went ahead on and grabbed this HBX 9, what is it? No, not 9, but 2997A, which is nice. Is nice. Put some mods on it. I ain't gonna get off into that right now. That's for another video. Anyway, yeah, everything is good. Everything is good on here. No problems, no issues. The only thing I had was it unplugged, because you know when you use adapters, things unplug. And I really don't want to use the dings. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead on and go EC5, which means I'll probably be running it with this battery from now on, which is not bad. Sometimes they do come imbalanced, but I found out running them, the more you run them, they begin to balance out. They actually do, you know. Shouldn't be that way out of the box, you know. The better the upper end models, the brands that they have out, the higher end, upper end, the higher end brands they have out, you don't really run into that too much. They're usually balanced out of the box. But that being said, that's it for this video, guys. It's a beast. It's a beast. Get one. You want one to take around that you ain't worried about letting your friends drive. You're not worried about letting your grandsons or your nephews, anybody like that, drive because they can't break it. This is one of those. This is one of those. I mean, everything breaks in time, but yeah, for under $300, man, and everything that you get. Brake lights, you got the center brace, you got 14 millimeter hexes, you got metal CVDs and dog bones, front and rear. This thing is a nice package, man. It's definitely the best bang for the buck that I've seen in a 110 scale RC truck. Working brake lights, headlights. It's just good. Set your slipper clutch right, and you won't run into that issue. Well, I don't know, actually, because it didn't have punch. I ain't gonna say what I was about to say, because I gotta remember this part. It did not have a lot of punch left hitting the jump full speed. Once you hit the jump full speed, it didn't have a lot of punch left for backflips. No double backflips. Couldn't do it once. Could barely do it. Could barely do one. So there is that. When you really get big air on it, you know what I mean, and it's revved maxed all the way out. So you know what that means. I'm gonna upgrade. I'm gonna get a higher torque motor. Stretch the gearing out a little bit. I can max out to 16 tooth on this. And I'm going to change the ESC because I can't set it. I can't set the punch, any of that stuff. Stuff like that could have mattered, you know. But I'm going to put a new system on here because that's what we do. We try them out and then we upgrade. So, that being said, you ain't crashing, you ain't bashing. TKS Hobby saying, be safe, stay cool, be blessed. Peace.